Alright, so this is crazy, crazy, crazy.
The RCMP have charged a Calgary man with child abduction after he
And we're gonna
allegedly
talk
tried
about
to
it.
kidnap a 12-year-old boy. But there's a twist in this story because the police say the boy got into the man's car voluntarily as part of a catch a predator scheme that went pretty wrong. Sarah.
So you know where I think that came from? All this shit happening on Roblox. Because right now they have Shelp, who is somebody who is a predator catcher who got banned off of Roblox, and he was an adult doing this properly and appropriately, and actually did lead to proper arrest. But Roblox banned him, and they seem to have a lot of trouble banning their MAP communities, which is minor attracted persons, as well as just straight up predators. Uh, yeah, Roblox has a big problem with that, and it's kind of a movement going on right now. So I'm not surprised to hear that children are getting involved in this, because the typical MO is to meet somebody on Roblox and then lure them off-site onto Snapchat or Discord to arrange for meetings and this, that, and the other thing. Usually selling of pictures for Roblox. Yeah. I'll also note Snapchat says that you need to be at least 13 to make an account, and these children were 12, so there's big conversation to have there.
Here with more on this. So walk us through what happened here, Sarah.
Okay, so this story starts actually just outside of Calgary in the community of Airdrie, and it involves a group of children,
That's a sketchy ass weird community.
maybe as many as 10 of them. And police said that they were online on the app Snapchat, and they had engaged in what police are describing as a catch a predator scheme. For those unfamiliar, but I think a lot of people.
Look, if you're on Snapchat, you're either a child or, and I'm okay. You're under like 25, or you're kind of.
People might be familiar with this. It got popular more than 10 years ago in television shows. What you had in those cases were
Oh,
an
Chris
adult
Hansen.
posing as a child online, making certain promises, trying to lure another adult to a location in an attempt to expose them as a child predator. Like I say, though, in this case, we're not talking about an adult involved in this. We're talking about a
That's Chris Hansen, To Catch a Predator. Chris Hansen will also be making a documentary about the Roblox predators, so stay tuned.
group of children, among them a 12-year-old boy. And I'm going to let the RCMP pick up the story from there.
So these children actually started conversation with the accused on Snapchat and made arrangements to meet the suspect at a neighborhood here or an area in Airdrie. And unfortunately,
Check
it
the
didn't go as
Roblox accounts.
planned.
What happened here is the 12-year-old boy did willingly get into the vehicle, but and the reason that he did that, police say, it was for the purpose of others filming or getting a record of that happening. But then the car drove away. Police say that the
Yeah, so that's the very real cause and effect of these actions that the children are doing. Because, you see, a child's brain isn't fully developed. And that's why they have parents and guardians who raise them and guide them. Because their brains have not developed the connections, the synapses. They haven't formed the bridges to understand the full cause and effect of their actions. These children just thought that they were doing something good, going inside of a vehicle to get proof that this was going on, without probably fully realizing that it's that easy to just run off with them. And that brings me to the conversation of parental accountability, honestly, because why are these kids having these phones and having this unrestricted, unmonitored, just full access to all of this? Snapchat, pretty much every company says that you need to be at least 13 or older to make an account on the site. And they trust parents to take some responsibility in the actions of their children and making sure that their children are not finding ways to get around this. Now, sure, we can say that the sites have accountability and making sure there are more protections, but parents need to as well. Because there's no way that a company is going to stop a child from contacting this old man and meeting them, right? Like, that's something that the parent has to teach the child. We have to have this understanding. We have to have this understanding, okay? That we need to still be raising children and not just letting phones and devices raise children and just assume that everything is fine. Because it's not, letting a child on the internet is not like letting them go and play at their local park. It is like driving them to a whole nother city in a whole nother location and then saying, have fun while you go home. And yeah, bad things happen when you let children make very adult choices when they are 12. And yeah, there's definitely some, I think, parental accountability and responsibility that we need to start looking at when it comes to cases like this. Because I do believe that a parent is not doing enough to protect their child in these instances. And it's kind of being shown more and more, especially very rapidly, as again with the Roblox stuff, that yeah, these companies aren't going to do it. So if you want to keep your kids safe, like you need to take the initiative in keeping your child safe. And neglecting to do so because you just want to I don't know. I don't know and I don't care what your reason. But yeah, because whatever reasons that you're going to give me to say that you can have no idea, no intervention, no nothing that this could be potentially going on is wild. Let's hear
The
it.
12-year-old was able to get out of the car, escape, they said,
Thankfully.
at a stoplight, then called 911, and police using a helicopter. Then later, Natasha.
Bro, imagine if that guy just put him in the back in the car with child lock so he just opened it. Ooh, I would not be hearing from that kid.
Were able to track this suspect to a location, a Calgary residence.
And what do we know at this stage about the suspect?
Good old
So we
Calgary.
know that he's 37 years old, no identification.
Good old Calgary, they spread the measles with the stampede, and now they got the pedos taking kids away.
And released here, there's a publication ban on that. We know he's going to be in court tomorrow, and they will definitely, given the amount of attention this is getting, there will be a heavy reporter presence there, I'm sure. He's facing a number of charges, including abduction of a child, forcible confinement, sexual interference, flight from police, and then 3 counts as well of breaching court orders not to have contact with children under the age of 16.
Oh, so this guy is a repeat offender, and he has been caught around doing this stuff before. That brings up the whole other conversation of why in Canada do we just love freeing pedophiles. We are addicted to letting these people out over and over again. You know what? You want to commit a murder? You want to commit a sexual assault? You want to prey on children? Come to Canada. You'll get a minimum sentence. They'll put you back out, and then you'll be free to do it again. Because you know what? Their restrictions are, hey, we say don't do it because it's illegal. And guess what? It's always been illegal. They didn't listen to it in the first place. Why do we think that they will listen to it now?
Okay, so for some, this sort of worked. The police got their suspect.
For some, this sort of
charges may be
worked.
laid, but what are the police actually saying about the involvement of a group of children?
Yeah, well, they're using the term vigilante justice.
Yeah.
They're certainly
Sure.
not endorsing this kind of scheme, regardless of the age of those who would be involved. One, because it can be certainly dangerous, and two, because it can also backfire when it comes to prosecution. Here's what they said about that.
Any vigilante.
Yeah, this is actually normally the issue of why, like Chris Hansen doesn't do this anymore. Is if you look at the whole story, the whole history of To Catch a Predator, and Chris Hansen, and all the stuff that came up with that, you'll understand why this is such an interesting topic of how to handle this as a citizen.
Or catcher aspect is very hard to prosecute. It can be done, but it's very challenging. And at the worst case, they put themselves in dangerous positions. They put themselves in embarrassing positions. And if you're over 12, you may very well commit offenses. If you're talking about child sexual abuse material, and you're creating a story and a persona, you can commit the same offense you're trying to catch.
That's so crazy. So yeah, if you're 12, so these 12-year-olds could actually be charged with an offense in relation to this. Yeah, that's crazy.
And you don't even have to go very far back to find examples of that in this country. It was in May in Calgary, March in Regina, 2 similar cases in which case arrests were made, but not of the target of this so-called scheme here, but rather of the individuals, Natasha, who were, making an attempt to catch a predator.
Okay, so interesting. Thanks so much, Sarah.
Once again, only thing that you can do to keep your child safe is be their first liner. Yeah. I was raised with the don't talk to strangers online because you never know who's a weirdo. I don't know why we don't seem to raise our kids with that kind of mindset anymore. But yeah, I think with a lot that's going on right now, this is important. I don't want to see kids getting taken advantage of because that's messed up. And yeah, I've always thought that parents are the best and first line of defense. Being involved in your child's life, in their growth and development, is incredibly important. And if you're not, well, they'll find somebody to do so. And if they're looking for it online, well, yeah, you run into this problem. Anyway, if you like my video, give me a like, follow, and subscribe. And yeah, if not, just find somebody else who's talking about this and get the word out because this stuff is crazy, crazy, and it needs to stop. Anyway, peace.